student athletes from the press conference. Coach Holloway will make an opening statement, then we'll direct the questions to the student athletes, and then once those are finished, we'll dismiss them, and then you can ask questions of Coach. Reminder to turn off your cell phones or silence them, please. And we have microphone holders on each side of the room. Raise your hand and make eye contact with them. John and Matt, raise your hands back there and over here. And I'll keep an eye out too. Make sure you provide your name and media affiliation before you ask your question. Video recording of this press conference on cell phones is prohibited, but you may take still photos. The satellite coordinates are posted out in the media workroom and in the video distribution area. If you have any problems finding them, just contact one of the members of our media coordination team. Also, for those joining us on Zoom, please use the raised hand feature, and we'll bring your audio into the press conference once I'm able to call on you as time permits. We'll try to get to everybody. Also, a reminder, locker rooms are closed to all media members after the game. If you wish to interview a student athlete not brought to the press conference, please contact that school's communications director to arrange a phone or video interview. And as always, the recording of the press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at nca.veritone.com. Transcripts will be provided by ASAP shortly after we're finished with the press conferences. And we appreciate you being here. Okay, can you get these? Doug Eddard and Darrell Banks III, along with Coach Holloway. And again, just a reminder, after Coach Holloway makes his statement, then we'll take the questions for the players, and then we'll dismiss them. Another reminder to those who just came in the room, please make sure you state your media affiliation and your name before asking a question. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. We are joined by St. Hi. We are joined by. I'm sorry. We are joined by St. Peter's head coach Shaheen Holloway, student athletes Matt Lee, Doug Etter, Darrell Banks III. We're going to start with an opening statement from Coach Holloway, and then we're going to direct questions to the student athletes. No student athletes? Okay, questions for the student athletes, please. Microphone holders.
David Jones from Penn Live. To all you guys, it seemed like you did a lot with no timeouts. Like your coach depends on you to know what you're doing without timeouts, even at tense moments late in this game. Is that by design, and how do you feel about that? I guess it worked out pretty well.
I mean, coach has been preaching to us to make sure we lock in, know time and score, and know what's going on in the game. We've been in these predicaments the whole season. Close games, coming up to the end, we're down 6 with 2 minutes left. What are we going to do there? And it seems like we just keep getting into those positions that we keep prevailing.
Yeah, like what Matt said, he trusts us at the end of the game because we do it in practice. He demands almost perfection in practice, which makes the game so much easier. We feel very calm in these situations, and we do our best to try to get the job done.
To back what they're saying, he puts us in these moments, in these different situations during practice. So, coming out there, we're just executing. He has the confidence in us, and, we just have a little bit of experience on our hands. That's been helping us.
Cole Nowak, Philadelphia Sports Digest. Question for you, Doug. Can you guys just kind of, and I know you guys can chip in after this, can you kind of just talk about the emotions? And Wells Fargo was absolutely rocking the night, and you guys completely had your fans engaged, and at the end, you got on the table and you were getting excited. Can you kind of just wrap up what this feels like to just keep this thing going?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. We had a great crowd today. The whole environment was just unreal. I don't think any of us were nervous or really cared about how many people were there watching us. We just went out there and did our thing. We've been doing what we've been doing all season, which was defending and playing as hard as we possibly can. And then the emotions at the end, again, it's just we're making history, and we look forward to keep making more history.
I'm Anna Lively with Sports Illustrated Kids. Doug, I was just wondering, so you made the free throw that sealed the game for St. Peter's. Can you take me back to that moment, and just what did it feel to hear the crowd erupt after that game-changing moment?
It wasn't just me that did that. Our whole team, we handled their pressure at the end. We took care of the ball. We did what we had to do. We got fouled. We made our free throws. But in regards to the very end, it's amazing. I love moments like that. I work so hard to get into moments like that and to execute what I have to do. And we did it together as a team.
Yeah, Henry Bushnell from Yahoo Sports over here. For any of you guys, or maybe Coach can chime in as well, you guys came out onto the court like an hour plus before the game with shirts that said "more is possible" on them. I'm wondering if you can, what was the significance of that, and why'd you choose that?
Just a shirt that we had to wear. Sponsored by Adidas, that's it, just a shirt.
Jerry Carino, Gannett, New Jersey. Guys, what was the key to this defense tonight, especially the perimeter defense? It's such a good job against Jaden Ivey.
Coach did a great job preparing us with the scout. We knew their tendencies and what they did. We knew that they were also going to go inside a lot with the height difference with us. But, we just stuck to our defensive principles, executed when we needed to, and it worked out for us.
Back there.
Dave Murphy with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Coach, can you talk about the ball pressure over here?
We need to keep with the student athletes, and then we'll go to Coach.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Steve. We'll go over there on that side.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Could you guys each just put in perspective, you're in the Elite Eight. No 15 seed has ever done that. You're the lowest seed that's ever done that. Just what are your emotions knowing you've achieved something like this?
Doug, can you start?
Yeah, sure. Well, we're happy. I mean, we're happy, but don't mistake, we're not satisfied. We're not satisfied at all. Like Casey and Defo always says, the job's not finished. We feel like we belong, and the more games we win, the more confidence we build, and we have a great amount of momentum going to the next game, and we're going to play as hard as we can, just like we did this whole season, to keep doing what we've been doing.
Who has the microphone?
Felix from HUD.
Go ahead, Felix.
Felix for HUD Post. This question is for Doug. Can you talk about your Kobe-esque moment when you hopped onto the table and you started celebrating? What did that moment feel for you and your team?
You hopped on the table?
Yeah. So I saw. No, wait. Hold on. I found a little opening and people started moving stuff. So I don't know. I was so excited. It's like, I don't know. Just next question, please. Next question.
Tom.
Tom Brew for Sports Illustrated, Purdue. I know you just got the guards up there and such, but can you guys just talk about the job you guys did on Zach Edey and especially in Travion Williams? It seemed like you guys had hands-on balls all the time and really kept them away from where they wanted to catch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of our game plan. Coach preached to us, and we saw in film that when they catch the ball deep in the post, it's very hard to stop them. They're two of the best bigs in the country, and we just did our job and pushed them out. Credit to our big guys on our team.
Over there.
Yeah, Chris Murray from the Philadelphia Sunday Sun. When Purdue went up 56-52, looked like they were establishing Williams on the inside, but you guys seemed to show a lot of grit coming back, just bouncing back from that point. Can you talk about the toughness and the heart you showed coming down the stretch?
Coach always preaches to us it's a game of runs. So we understood that coming into it, that they were going to make their runs. We were going to make our runs. But, we sustained their runs for as much as possible, and we made our runs greater, and we just came back.
Daryl.
Darrell Jazz Johnson, New York Sports Day. 38.1 left, up for Purdue ball. What did Coach say, and what did you think when you saw Coach hyping up the crowd, if you saw that?
Oh, yeah, we didn't see Coach hyping up the crowd, but, I mean, we were just...
I don't know me do stuff like that.
Me too. Yes, I mean...
Me and Doug got caught in a moment.
Apologies to whoever was in that area.
I mean, we were just locked in a moment. Like I said earlier, we've been in those type of predicaments before, and we just tried to focus on the task at hand. We knew the game was coming down to free throws and rebounds, and we just tried to do our best to do that.
Over here on the right.
Coley Harvey, ESPN. This is for really any one of you three. Yesterday, Coach was mentioning that you guys just aren't intimidated by anybody. Where does this fearlessness come from for you all?
I don't know. It just we're just like this. We know we're just as good as any team in the country. As long as we stick to our game plan, play defense, and give it 100%, we feel like we can hang with anybody.
Seamus Clancy, Philly Voice. This is for any of the three student athletes out there. Every year in the tournament, there seems to be a team that everyone rallies behind, an underdog team. Obviously, you guys are well aware of that now. And you even see today the UNC and UCLA crowds cheering for you as hard as they would for the Tar Heels or Bruins. What does it feel like, again, for any of the three student athletes to be America's darling right now?
Why don't you go, Matthew? No, Daryl's going to go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Daryl.
It's amazing. Growing up playing basketball as a kid, you dream of moments like this. It's a wonderful feeling to have everybody supporting us and just being there for us. It helps us with this run, and it's just amazing.
Okay, let's take two more questions for the student athletes, so you have time to talk to Coach Holloway.
Ty Daubert, City of Basketball Love. Clarence tonight, starting off the game, first 7 points in his homecoming. How big was his contributions early in the game and being able to pull out this win?
Like Coach said, he was used for us in today's game. His presence down low is amazing. he did a great job defensively as well as offensively, obviously getting us into a rhythm with those early points.
Last one here.
Brian DiNovellis, Tri-State College Basketball Podcast. This was kind of asked, but could you guys put it in perspective what it's like to play at St. Peter's, where, let's face it, you guys, may only have a few hundred at a game, maybe 1,000, and now you have 20,000 people rooting for you here and thousands more across the country?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, obviously we have a lot more fans now, but I don't think it affects us while we're playing. I feel like there's no pressure. We're just going out there like we would if nobody was in the stands. Just like if there was however many people were in the stands. Our game is our game regardless of who's watching, and that's it.
Gentlemen, you're free to go. Congratulations and thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Questions for Coach? Zach.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Shai, there were a few points in that second half where it looked like you guys were on the ropes. I think there was a point Doug missed the front end of 1-and-1, and then he missed the layup. And then he kind of responds right away with big plays. What do you think is about this team where you're able to kind of deal with adversity so well?
That's who we've been the whole year. That's who we are. We know we're not a team that's going to really blow teams out. That's not our DNA. We try to keep it close and try to make them make mistakes down the stretch. Right. Once again, like I said, when you're playing against, first of all, let me say, Coach Payne is a great coach. Great program. They do an unbelievable job. But when you're playing against teams like that, who's supposed to win, right? When you keep it tight, certain things can happen. I told our guys, just keep battling, and see what happens. And we kept battling. I knew the ball was going to bounce our way, and it did.
Hey, Coach. Garrett Lash with Mid-Major Madness. So Casey Ndefo was kind of, he's obviously the heart and soul of your team. He was kind of sidelined with foul trouble. I saw your reaction after he fouled out. It wasn't, obviously it wasn't ideal for you guys, but you guys still kept up the defensive pressure. Is there anything strategically that you have to change when he goes out, or is it literally just next man up for you guys?
No, it's, you know what? Like I said, that's why if you've been following us throughout this whole tournament, I always let our 6 guys who started our program come up and do all the interviews. Those guys are the heart and soul of our program. The 5 juniors and Casey. So when Casey fouled out, the other twin was up, and that's kind of what was going on the whole year. Do we miss Casey intensity? But when you bring the twins in there together, they are a different type of, what.
David.
Dave Murphy with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Coach, did you think you were going to be able to keep up that ball pressure all game? I mean, it's tough to go, man to man like that,
No,
trapping and.
That's who we are. If you watch us, we played. I played 10 guys. Wasn't very happy with the way the second group was playing, so I kind of took them out. But we played 10 guys, and we kind of been wearing the team down the whole year. So no.
Person in the back who has the microphone.
Hey, Coach. Steve Samra on 3 Sports. Yesterday, Eric Musselman of Arkansas said he spliced videos of his team being doubted to prepare for Gonzaga. Did you do anything as a double-digit seed to prepare your guys?
No, that's coach is a great coach. So, but no, I'm not into all that stuff, man. We just go out there and we play, do what we do. Don't worry about the noise and just play basketball.
In the back.
Coach John Chandler with WNBC back here. Just to follow up on the defensive performance, your team has played great defense a number of times, especially in this tournament. But given the situation tonight, given their size in the post, is this as good of a defensive game as you have seen them play?
You know what? I would say no. Right? If you watch us play the last month, we've been locked in, really locked in. Teams in our league is really good. They got us prepared for this moment. But we've been locked in, So it wasn't one of our best defensive performances. I know you might say I'm crazy for saying that. But if you watch us play, then you would know that. It's not.
Over here. I think we only have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Right there. Go ahead.
Coach, you've spoken about how the COVID break kind of helped you guys.
I can't hear you. Speak up, please.
You've spoken about how the COVID break kind of helped your team. Conditioning-wise, what was that like to ramp them back up from literally being sick, and how much is it paying off now with their conditioning?
No, it was everything to us. We had a chance to get a mini camp. We didn't play in 28 days. So you got a chance to go out there, and especially for me. Things wasn't going well in the first half of the season. It got me a chance to really change some things around, go back, watch film, and get back to the drawing board. So no, it was the break was everything for us.
Last one, Jerry.
Jerry Carino, Gannett, New Jersey. Shaheen, it seemed like all of Jersey City was in this building tonight. What do you want to say to the people who came down to support you?
Nah, Jerry, you don't understand, man. First of all, my phone, I had to turn it off. You know, everybody want tickets. I can't get tickets for everybody, but I tell you what, man, I can't believe the support that we having, man. This is unbelievable. And Jersey City has been unbelievable for us. But I want to give a shout out to our student athletes, man, you know, and the whole student body. Like, they taking buses down here, they doing videos, they watch party. Like, it's been tremendous. I'm just happy for the school and the community and everybody involved. It's been great. You know, and going back to the shirt thing, you know, that's something that, you know, we wanted to do. You know, that's what we believe in, right? So we kind of do it, and Adidas kind of was, you know, they sent it to us, so it was, you know, thank them for that.
Congratulations, Coach.
You good?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
you
you.
very much. We will be joined by Purdue momentarily. What do you got? How are you, Brian? Good to see you. What do you got? And who else? Okay, got it. I was his SID, yeah. I was at Seton Hall when he played. Yep. 03 to go to St. Joe's. No, I went to St. Joe's and then. Yes, yes. Matt worked for me when I was there, yeah. I left in 03, yeah. They coming? Okay. We are going to be joined by Purdue's head coach Matt Painter, student athletes Trevion Williams, Sasha Stefanovich, and Eric Hunter Jr. Again, same format. If Coach Painter will make an opening statement, we'll start with that, and then the questions for the student athletes, we will release them, and then you can ask more questions of Coach Painter. Thank you. Yep. Hey, Coach. Again, we are joined by Purdue head coach Matt Painter, Trevion Williams, Sasha Stefanovich, and Eric Hunter Jr. We're going to start with an opening statement from Coach Painter, and then we'll direct the questions to the student athletes.
Want to congratulate St. Peter's. Thought they were excellent today in their effort. They beat us like they beat the other two teams. They had a strong will, grimy, tough, into you. Sheen Holloway's done an unbelievable job there at St. Peter's. So hats off to those guys and good luck to those guys. And, you know, it's really hard when you have seniors and that put in so much, and everybody feels this way except one team. And it's hard to put into words. These guys sacrificed a lot for us to get to this point. And I always talk to them about it. You got to fight your ass off to get in position so you can do something. Not everybody gets to do something. You got to fight to be able to do something. And we fought and got in this position. And then obviously we got outplayed today by St. Peter's. But like I said to start, give them credit. They played well. He's done a fabulous job with his team. And, you know, I could have coached better. Wish we could have played a little bit better, but you know that's part of competition.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the players? Back here.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. What specifically do you think they did to Jaden defensively? You know, 6 turnovers, 9 points. Was there something they did differently than other teams have done?
I don't know. I think they just did a good job of bottling him up, trying to force him to make tough passes and tough plays and contested shots. But give them credit. You know, they game planned well and they did a good job.
Brian Newberg, GoldenBlack.com. Eric, why was it so hard to score against them? What were they specifically doing? Were they really taken away and all that?
I think they were physical with us. From the jump. They tried to take stuff away and take us out of our actions and just really be aggressive with us on the perimeter.
Mike Carmen, Lafayette Journal-Courier. Travion, just when the game ended, you kind of went to the quarter and put your hands on your knees. Just what were the thoughts at that point?
I'm honestly still in shock. You know, it just doesn't feel real. You know, I would just wish we could have. I wish we could have played a little bit better, like Coach said. And man, like you got to give them their respect. You know, that's a real team. And if you don't respect them, you know, you'll get outplayed like like we did today. So, man, I just like I said, I'm still in shock. But you know, obviously we all expected to go a little further, but just didn't go our way. So,
Dave.
Dave Jones from Penn Live. Trevion, there was a point there fairly late in the second half where you just kind of took over. Could you describe your mindset at that point and what you thought after you got done? I think you guys were up 4 after being down 4.
Man, I immediately thought about North Texas. It was just a similar situation. You know, we got down against them, and I remember, you know, not being able, or my shots not falling, you know, not being able to contribute the way I wanted to. So, you know, like I said, this was a kind of similar situation. I just wanted to kind of be patient with myself and, you know, understand that every possession, you know, matters. So, it was definitely a similar situation, but, you know, I just, like I said, I remember how that felt, and I wanted to do anything to help my team win. So.
Tom, and then we'll go to the back.
Tom Bruce, Sports Illustrated, Purdue. Sasha, Trevion touched on a little bit just on that ending and the finality of it all. And, can you tell us your thoughts about what was going on there in those final few seconds and from there to now?
I mean, honestly, I like my mind is blank right now. I can't, you know, recall exactly what happened. But you know, they made plays down the stretch, and you know, we made some fouls and unnecessary fouls, and you know, cost us. You know, credit to them, they made the free throws and they executed down the stretch and played good defense. So.
Okay.
Right
So,
here.
Sam Marsdale.
Go ahead.
Sam Marsdale, 24/7 Sports. Sasha, 11 points in the first half. Started really hot, only took 3 shots in the second half. What just not getting enough looks, or?
I mean, I don't know. You know, I thought I had 3 good looks in the second half, and you know, I just didn't make them. You know, those are things you're gonna replay in your mind all the time. That what if I made a couple more? And it is what it is, you know.
Here in the front.
Taylor Tannenbaum, WTHR in Indy. I know you mentioned the respect thing when it came to North Texas. Coach yesterday talked a lot about, whoever has the most competitive spirit is going to win this game. Did you feel like the respect factor was there, and did you feel like the competitive spirit was lacking for whatever reason just from the beginning, if you can pinpoint that for you guys?
I mean, like I said, I'm still in shock, honestly. I wish we could have came out, with a little more energy. I know we talked about respecting that team, and I know we talked about treating them like the best team in the tournament, but I don't think everybody bought into that, and they just play harder than us. They made their free throws. They got calls. Obviously being away, they're right not far from here, so they got a lot of calls their way. But you just got to be 10 points better. There's a lot of things we could have done differently to kind of prevent that. So, like I said, I just wish we would have came in and jumped right on them, from the jump. So.
Let's go one more for the student athletes in the back, please.
Hi guys, Sarah Germano with the Financial Times. I know you guys are all feeling pretty dejected right now, but I'm wondering if it makes a difference to, go out of the tournament to the Cinderella, or if that has an impact at all on how you're feeling.
No, not really. I mean, they're a good team. Like they earned their way to the Elite Eight, and Cinderella or not, like they earned it. So 15 seed, who cares? Like they're good. They're a good team. They could beat anybody. So no, it doesn't really make a difference. To be honest, it still sucks. So.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Questions for Coach? Back in the middle. Okay, right there, Chris.
Yeah, Coach Painter, just when it looked like Trevian Williams was about to get into that rhythm, he had scored like 8 straight points or something. And what happened? What type of adjustments did they make defensively to stop your inside game?
Yeah. Well, we didn't probe the defense like we should. They went to a zone like he does in that last 4 or 5 minutes. He did it against Kentucky. He did it against Murray State. We had some things that we'd worked on to go to. We got it to him low, and then he got fouled one time. The other time we didn't execute. The other time, I know I keep saying that, but I'm trying to remember it in my head and in sequence. J.I. got in there and got us a good 3 in the corner that we just missed, and then we get the rebounds. So he does a really good job of mixing and going to that. It's not really a zone. It's just camouflaging as a zone, and they're going to match up and go to a man. So we still wanted to get the ball in there, but we had to keep probing the defense. I thought Jaden made some really good passes in that stretch, getting him the ball. We got him the ball deep there. We wanted to keep coming to it. They tried to bottle us up and take that away. And with that, we got a really good corner 3 in front of our bench that was wide open. We got another corner 3 away from us that was wide open. Like Sasha talked about, like the looks he got in that stretch, too, were pretty good. And so when you get good shots and you just don't knock them down, as a coach, you try to stay process-based. But I don't want to take anything away from St. Peter's or Coach Holloway. He did a fabulous job like he's done all tournament.
Coach, Alex Hickey with Saturday Tradition. Between you and Coach Katie, this program's had so many close calls over the years. Just how much, to what extent does that weigh on you right now in moments like this?
Yeah, it weighs on you. Obviously, we worked hard to have to win 2 games to get here. We were in the Elite Eight 3 years ago. Obviously, we didn't have a tournament 2 years ago. It eats at you, man. There's you work hard to do things and to work and represent your school and to put yourself in a position to do well. It's so hard to get in position to do well, and that's kind of been these guys won 29 games, and you feel awful. We put ourselves in a position to win a Big Ten championship. We didn't. We put ourselves in a position in the championship game of a tournament. We didn't. You get, to this point right here, and you don't move forward. But it's also, anybody can have a good team. We have a good program. Our guys graduate. We're successful. We have the most Big Ten championships of any school in the Big Ten. we just haven't gotten over that hurdle. We just haven't gotten that push to where we haven't been to a Final Four in 42 years. So yeah, I think about it all the time, but it's not going to stop me from driving to get there and get back in this position again and try to get over that hurdle. That's what our players deserve and our fans deserve, and but it's part of competition. It's a very, very competitive world.
Matt, now that's all over, do you have any theories as to why this team struggled so much to take care of the basketball and value possessions?
Repeat what you said, I'm sorry.
Now that it's all over, do you have any theories as to why this team struggled the way it did to take care of the basketball and really value possessions,
Yeah.
things you've always obviously really emphasized?
Yeah, you don't like to put a label on your group. You like to grow through things and make weaknesses strengths. We've proven if we don't turn the ball over, we can beat anybody in the country. This was my statement. And if we turn the ball over, we can get beat by anybody in the country outside of probably playing on our home court. Like we can still turn the ball over and probably beat somebody at home. And that's just the way we are. And so like when we turn the ball over 10 times at Indiana in the first half, and then they make a shot to beat us at the end, we go on a 6-game winning streak in conference, and then it rears its ugly head again. And that's what I always talk to our guys about, like keeping things simple. One of the first things I talked about going out to our guys today is passing and catching. Think about that. We got to do a good job passing and catching. And like a kid who's getting recruited like has no idea when they get into like a buzzsaw defense like that right there. But we got teams in our league that play like that all the time. So it's not like we've never seen that. But once again, don't take anything away from them. They did it. They did the work. They're the one that affected us. So, we have, those turnovers, and it rears its ugly head again. And we have that number. We get around that 15 number. That's trouble for us. We got to outscore you a little bit now. We've taken away. We have such a good offensive rebound percentage. We have such a good field goal percentage for the whole season. So if you let us shoot the basketball and we get a good shot, we got a good percentage, but we also got a great offensive rebound position. But if you turn it over and you're running the other way, that's been a struggle. And so, like, we've worked on it, man. We put in a lot of time, and we've proven we can be good at it, but we weren't as consistent as we needed to be.
Tom, go ahead.
Tom Bruce, Sports Illustrated, Purdue. Matt, they seem like they did a really good job with Zach in the post, especially like getting hands on balls, before his moves and things like that. I'm sure that wasn't a surprise to you, but how they executed that, was that troublesome for you that you couldn't do more?
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to get him deeper. They did a good job of getting him out a couple times and really fighting, to their credit. And then once he's not as deep, like he has to be careful on his dribble. And so I thought he made a couple good, simple passes there, but then he obviously struggled, kind of passing and catching, just kind of collecting himself. He's a very unique player, but he's got to stay fundamentally sound in his moves and what he does and how he passes. And they bothered him. We feel like it's a huge weapon for us, and people don't see that all the time. So if he can just play in the game and be productive and not get there, he's going to foul some people out. He's going to score the ball. He's going to go to the free throw line. And it got flipped on us a little bit there because we didn't take care of it.
Go ahead. We're almost at our limit, so we'll go front, back, and then 2 more back, and that's it.
Rocket Haverland, Purdue exponent. Painter, it seemed like St. Peter's was fine taking a lot of those mid-range twos. Do you think it had anything to do with that drop coverage? And is that something you're fine letting happen from an efficiency standpoint?
Yeah, they don't shoot a great percentage on their runners and their floaters and stuff. But if you let them get too deep, they're going to make those. And that's really what we wanted to do, is really step out a couple steps, then get into our drop, not being a complete drop with it. I know it didn't look that way a couple times at the end, but we really talked about that 1 to 2 step out, get them going east and west, then drop back so they're not getting those lobs in there. But no, when you play numbers and you play percentages, getting them away, the one thing that they get a lot of is layups. And I know it's a profound statement or whatever, like you got to eliminate their layups. We didn't do a good job with that. If you watch them play Kentucky, you watch them play Murray State, they get layups. They get, whether those are putbacks, there's drives, they're dump downs. So we really wanted the ball to go out. Like, where's my man? Dasher. Like Dasher at that three. He's not a three-point shooter. It's not the end of the world for us. It's a huge basket at that time. But we wanted to keep the ball out of the paint. When you look at other guys like Eder, like he's 1 for 3. You look at Banks, he's 0 for 4. They're 6 for 21. So we were able to get that at that point. You know, our issue at the end, if you want to get down to, if you want to grab something, is quit fouling people. That's the game. Like, now, can they go make plays like they did before? Like, you go watch the end of the Kentucky game, they're making play after play after play. Like, do they go and make those plays? Yeah, they sure could. They could make those plays. But, you know, don't put, you know, good free throw shooters. We foul them off the ball twice. We foul on a three-point play. We dive on a guy at the end. That's the game, like right there. Now, they still could have won the game if we don't foul them, because they got to be able to make those plays. But, you know, that's Purdue beating Purdue right there. And those are the things that you like to have back, because you out-rebound somebody, you turn the ball over too much, you take care of that basketball and you don't foul. You know, we're a lot happier at this press conference.
Matt, you sat Jade in the last 3:46 of the first half. Was that trying to just maybe settle him down a little bit?
Yes, just trying to get him to, you know, he comes and he goes sometimes, and like, you know, he wants to do well. You know, I mean, he's a really talented guy, and he's just trying to get him to kind of calm down, watch the game a little bit from there, and settle down. Just make simple decisions and just like attack in space. And but yeah, that's all it was. You know, just trying to get him to kind of settle into the game. You know, it's coming off a game at Texas where he didn't shoot in the first half, and then, like, you know, he was still making really good plays. You know, even though he didn't shoot, he was still making plays at that time, and like he was getting a little frustrated. So that's why we did it.
Zach, and then one more, and then we're done.
Zach Brazil in your post on Ivy. You know, do you look at today as they did a really good job defensively on him, or that maybe he just didn't play the way he can play?
Both. Like, you know, it's the one thing that happens when you ask somebody a question like this, especially if they haven't watched tape yet. You know, it's your perspective, and you don't want your perspective to take anything away from another team or another coach. So that's why they did a great job. Like, that needs to be said first and foremost. But this was something for us when, like, they didn't do anything that we haven't seen before. You know, he just had to slow down a little bit, and really talented guys. You know, he had a fabulous year for us. He was an All-American. But you're going to get a lot of attention. And but, you know, give credit to St. Peter's. They did a great job.
Final question.
Austin Petalillo, Trend the Philly Hoops. Matt, I know it's probably hard to answer it right now, fresh off the game, but you mentioned having to get over that hurdle to get to the Final Four, and you won't stop working.
Right.
What do you have to do as a coach for that to happen? What's that look like?
Don't foul at the end. I mean, for this game, you always dive into the game that you lost. Like, don't turn the basketball over. Like, get people to understand that piece of it. We never really got to that point where that number would get there. We get beat in the Big Ten tournament, our turnover number's high. You know, we go to Michigan State, second or third game, it comes down to the wire, our turnover number's high. We get beat by, you know, St. Peter's, our turnover number's high. And those games in between that we won, the turnover number's low. So each team's a little bit different, like, but you're wasting the ability. We rebound the basketball. Like, how many we out-rebounded by? Like, that's normal for us. You know, if you're going to rebound like that and people can't handle you there, you know, and you can take care of the basketball and you can just dominate the possession war, and you get the third best field goal percentage in the country, you know. But each team's a little bit different in things. You just got to keep working. It's not one thing, you know. And now you lose some personnel, and so, like, now you gotta keep recruiting. But I'm excited. I mean, I feel bad for these guys here. But I like the guys that return on our team. I like the guys sitting out. We got players that are sitting out that can play. And we got guys that are coming. So not everybody in the country can sit there. We're the only team in the Sweet 16 that didn't take a transfer. It doesn't mean that we won't. But, like, we've been able to recruit. We've been able to evaluate. We've been able to develop. And we've been able to have good teams. And so, but, like you said, it's that fine line, man, when you got to get in position and get over that threshold. I don't think it's one thing. It's just collectively being just a little bit better.
Coach, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Reminder, the transcripts from ASAP will be out shortly. And any information and video of the press conference will be in the NCAA Digital Media Hub. Thank you. He was funny. Like he was, yeah.
Thanks. Just put that there.
It's not open, but you gotta have it in a cup. I didn't see you take it. Yep, sure, Dave.
Danny, Amade. Yes. I need you on the other side of the stage, please. What do you need, buddy? I need you to trace out this cable. Okay. So, if you just go. Tug? I don't see anything moving. Oh, I see some moving. I'll see. Okay, give it a tug again. This it? Yes. Okay. All right, I'm coming around. Don't lose it. Why? Is this cable bad? I don't know. But that's the feed to the Tesla. It's not working apparently. So shortly, but. Chris, where's the, Jay, you wanna take a walk? Yeah, let's go.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yep, exactly.
Nobody did. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. thing too is when Random's